Are you feeling your age or feeling much older than you are? Or maybe you think that your struggles with chronic illness are because of your age. And with anti-aging treatments and longevity diets, all the rage, there is something that's not being talked about, and that's sugar. Sugar ages you faster than anything else. And in this video, I'll explain how this sweet little nothing wreaks havoc on your hormones, your skin, your sleep, digestion, and more. And don't you worry, if you have a sweet tooth, listen up, because I'm a recovered junkie who was able to get off medications for chronic pain and migraines even while still eating dessert. Hey there, I'm Allie, your functional nutritionist, and I want to welcome you to this growing community of people who are ready to relieve their chronic pain and escape those mystery symptoms so that they can become fit, energized, and pain-free in ways that are easy, fun, and sustainable. Sugar has always been my drug of choice. And to be honest, when all hits the fan, it's sugar or stress eating is still my natural inclination. Can anyone relate? But what I've learned over the years is how to change my relationship with sugar and food and stress. I no longer crave it. I don't even miss some of my old reliable junk. I can now recognize the damage that it did to my body because for over 10 years, I was riddled with chronic pain. I had acne, hormonal imbalances, migraines, and constipation while doing all of these things that are socially acceptable and considered normal. You know, having dessert, snacking on a treat, having a jar of candy on your desk at work. I had no idea how much damage I was doing to myself, how much I was contributing to accelerated aging. I felt like a little old lady in my 20s. I felt like I was 80 years old. Sugar ages you faster. Now, especially for someone who wasn't diabetic or obese, you might think, well, what's the big deal? Here's the skinny on sugar. Sugar ages you. Sugar in all forms, whether it's corn syrup, cane sugar, high fructose corn syrup, you name it, it's extremely damaging to the skin and all organ systems. Even in your very healthy yogurt, if it's sweetened or contains added fruit. Pro tip, you can eat it plain or just add fruit. The sweetened varieties sabotage your healthy lifestyle. Here's why. Mineral depletion in your body is the aftermath from the refining process of sugar. Refined sugars from cane or beet contain no fiber, no minerals, no proteins, no fats, no enzymes, only empty calories. And when sugar cane is refined and bleached to make it that white powder, all the minerals are removed. So your body has to borrow vital nutrients like calcium and sodium and potassium and magnesium and thiamine and chromium and zinc from healthy cells just to metabolize all of that sugar. That's a crime. All sugar, whether natural or refined, requires B vitamins and minerals for digestion to occur. And while the complex carbohydrates and fruits, vegetables, and whole grains also contain those vitamins and minerals, the refined products do not. So the body starts to draw on its own reserves in order to have that biochemical breakdown of that substance. And so this is why I'm saying it's a crime, because it's an injustice to our health as our mineral levels as a nation here, at least in the US, are already depleted. In fact, the USDA reports that there's a significant decline in the minerals in the foods that we eat, somewhere between 25% and 80%. And that's largely due to the quality of our soil, over farming, genetic modification, and the prevalence of food processing. Having more food available to us than any other time in history. Wherever you go, you can find food packaged, processed, in the freezer, in a to-go bag. In case you missed it, be sure to check out my video on This is Poison, how foods that you're eating could be wreaking havoc on your body. You might want to check that out. We go into this a little bit further. Back to sugar, aging you faster. When sugar further depletes our valuable supply of minerals, it can result in serious health consequences like osteoporosis and arthritis, and a whole host of mineral deficient symptoms, leg cramps, muscle tightness, spasms, low blood sugar, diabetes, low blood pressure, PMS, anyone, lower back pain, ADD, that attention deficit disorder. We see that a lot in children and adults, depression and asthma, all a result of having mineral depletion. But wait, there's more. Your adrenals, in particular, are hard hit by sugar consumption. And your adrenal glands, a refresher, sit above your kidneys and are a prime source of your ability to have that get up and go and respond appropriately to the stresses in your life. And the adrenals also contribute to the function of your nervous system, your digestive system, your liver function, and your heart. And so just keep in mind that your body is one big ecosystem. And this is what we talk about and how working with a functional nutritionist is different than a nutritionist or dietitian who's looking at the food. We are looking at your body as a whole and how all of the things are connected, because they are all connected, and you as an individual are unique, and every symptom that you are experiencing matters. And it affects other body systems. It is one big ecosystem. And this is what we do in our functional matrix when I have a case review with a client. So if you missed that video, be sure to check that one out. Back to your adrenals. Your adrenals are hungry for minerals. And so you might experience insomnia or difficulty digesting food, other hormonal imbalances that can affect sex hormones, thyroid hormones. And it's really a result of hormonal imbalances. And also brain fog can be a result of your adrenals feeling depleted. And the mineral depletion caused by sugar also upsets that acid-alkaline balance in your body, leaning you toward a state of acidity. Your body always seeks to maintain homeostasis and will steal minerals from your bones, like calcium, just to bring the acidity down. So the more acidic your diet is, the more likely you are to have things like osteoporosis. In order to compensate for the overacidity, your body tries to find balance by decreasing stomach acid. And as I explained in my video, Symptoms of Low Stomach Acid, the stomach needs to be acidic to properly break down the tightly bound proteins and fats, and also to properly utilize the necessary nutrients like B12 and iron need stomach acid to break down and absorb. And just as highly acidic blood could lead to health imbalances, low stomach acid also results in a whole host of problems. Now, sugar suppresses the activity of your white blood cells. So this is why you might be more susceptible to colds and flu and other viruses. If you're someone who gets sick all of the time, let's look at your diet. The same dysfunction of the white blood cells can also make your allergies worse. Now, here's a study I want to share with you. At Loma Linda University, they looked at a host of subjects and the ability of their white blood cells to protect them against foreign bacteria. There were 5 groups of people in this study, and one group consumed no sugar, and the next 6 teaspoons of sugar, and the third 12 teaspoons of sugar, and the fourth and fifth 18 and 24 teaspoons, respectively. After 5 hours, blood was drawn from each individual in all of the 5 groups, and across the board, as the sugar consumption increased, the efficacy of their white blood cells, that's your immune fighting blood cells, particularly the phagocytes, which eat up bacteria like little Pac-Men. It's fun to watch that on a microscope. The phagocytes decreased with the more sugar consumption, whereas the white blood cells of the first group were able to eat up to 14 different bacteria. And the cells of the 5th group were only able to eat 1. So the take-home message here is that sugar consumption is decreasing your ability to fight disease. And many experts have said that 1 teaspoon of sugar can depress your immune system function for 5 hours. 1 teaspoon, 5 hours. So it's not surprising that upper respiratory illnesses often follow and directly correspond to times of excessive sugar intake, like after holidays, parties, birthdays. Sugar does not only decrease our ability to fight bacteria, but also viruses and cancer and parasites. Sugar contributes to obesity. And sure, sugar gives us energy and feeds our brains, but when you get too much, it's eventually metabolized into fat, and which also causes hormonal imbalances. And your fat drives insulin resistance. Insulin resistance of the liver leads to type 2 diabetes. Insulin resistance of the brain leads to Alzheimer's. Insulin resistance of the kidneys leads to chronic renal disease. Not only does sugar make us feel old, it can make us look old. I mean, come on, we're all getting older, and that's a good thing, better than the alternative. But do we need to look it? I don't think so. Sugar impairs and damages DNA. That's what ages you faster. I mean, who wants that? We want to be proud in how we are aging, but we want to age well. We want to do it well. We want to look good and feel good and not be old and in a chair. We want to be living our best lives and dancing and traveling and whatever it is that your heart desires. Am I right? When sugar impairs and damages your DNA, aging you faster, it, of course, is causing inflammation. Inflammation is going to slow weight loss or stop weight loss. So then you look puffy and you can't lose weight. Gosh, I looked that way for 10 years in my 20s when I was young, and I don't think I look like that anymore. I mentioned that sugar causes mineral deficiencies. Did you know that to metabolize 1 molecule of sugar, your body requires 56 molecules of magnesium? 56. Dr. Joel Wallach researched the realm of minerals and their relationship to disease and longevity. And he taught us that sugar loads increase the normal rates of mineral loss in your sweat and urine by 300% for 12 hours post-consumption. That means that if you routinely eat sugar, there is no amount of supplementation or dietary support that's going to keep up with those mineral losses. Mineral losses are natural. That's what happens when you wake up and pee in the morning. You pee out a lot of minerals. Your sweat out a lot of minerals. That's normal. You're supposed to be replenishing, okay? But the sugar is going to impede that and compete with that so that you can't keep up with that, which also flies in the face of the calories in, calories out theory of, hey, I can eat this sugary treat. I can have dessert. I can have this cake because I'm going to go work out. I play sports. I lived that way for a long time. I had youth on my side and I was a very athletic person. I was very physically active. That was a part of my lifestyle. But my body started crapping out. Tears, joint pain, fatigue for over 10 years. Mineral depletion causes premature aging, including wrinkles and graying hair. And so one of the hardest hit systems in your body from mineral depletion is your endocrine system, your hormones, your hormonal system. Many hormones already continue to drop as we age anyway. We don't need to speed up that decline, right? Sugar is collagen's natural enemy. Now, I know that collagen supplements are also all of the rage for all of this anti-aging. But again, if you're having high sugar consumption or don't realize that you might be having high sugar consumption, you are negating all of the effects of the collagen that you're bringing in to support your natural collagen. Wrinkles, deep lines, sagging skin are a partial byproduct of a process called glycation. And sugar and other high glycemic carbs like breads and starches, potatoes, baked goods, pastas, desserts, soda are rapidly converted to glucose in your bloodstream. This overload can cause a reaction called glycation, in which the excess sugar molecules, they attach themselves to collagen fibers. Glycation occurs when glucose, which is sugar, when a molecule binds to a protein molecule without the influence of enzymes, and enzymes being proteins that accelerate the rate of chemical reactions. So in scientific terms, we refer to these sugar protein bondings as AGEs, which is an acronym for Advanced Glycation End Products, AGEs. And this causes them to lose their strength and flexibility, so the skin becomes less elastic, more vulnerable to sun damage, lines, and sagging. Again, compounds that are formed in the body when fat and protein combine with sugar. And so browned and blackened foods, baked goods, grilled meats, and carbohydrates, AGEs. This is why I try hard not to burn my veggies, even though the recipe may call for some browning or caramelization for flavor purposes. I prefer to lightly saute or roast. I find that's the better option. I don't need any more aging, right? And this is not just skin deep. Okay, well, wrinkled skin is just one of the visible appearances of AGEs. Most degenerative diseases are affected in one way or another by disease producing glycation reactions. And these reactions result in major damage to the body, including arterial stiffening, atherosclerosis, the formation of cataracts, neurological impairment, diabetic complications, again, wrinkled, sagging skin. In fact, AGEs lie at the very heart of the aging process across all specialties in medicine, from the skin to the brain, and responsible for heart disease, cancer, diabetes, so much more, including age-related memory loss and even Alzheimer's disease. So simply put, the formation of advanced glycation end products is responsible for serious damage in the body, both internally and externally. And sugar is a major culprit. So what can we do about it? I mean, just be sugar-free and just not get to eat anything fun? Not necessarily. If you know me, not necessarily. Enter alpha-lipoic acid, the glycation fighter. Alpha lipoic acid, or ALA, is a naturally occurring antioxidant that your body produces and may help lower blood sugar level. In fact, I recommend ALA or ALA as a part of a supplement to many of my clients who struggle with low blood sugar, autoimmune, hormonal imbalance, and digestive dysfunction. It can also be highly effective as a topical anti-glycation treatment. You might see alpha lipoic acid a lot in personal care products. So it's highly recommended as a nutritional supplement because of its anti-glycating effects. And also it's an extremely important anti-inflammatory. So you can't go wrong with either way. ALA increases your cell's ability to take up glucose for metabolism. So it's removing it from the blood and therefore helping to prevent the damaging glycation reactions that accelerates aging, that turns like pink organs brown. It's that browning process, like with the baked goods, like with the stuff on the grill. The browning accelerates the aging, accelerates the cooking, accelerates aging in your body and on your skin. Because ALA is both fat and water soluble, it can reach all portions of your cell. So it gives you complete protection. And so this is true whether it's taken as a supplement or used topically on your skin. It's the fat solubility allows it to just get into the skin where it can wield its anti-inflammatory powers to great benefit. And protecting your cells from free radical damage and the skin damaging inflammatory cascade. How else does sugar age you faster? Okay, let's start with calcium. I mentioned this before. So much calcium is drawn in neutralizing the effects of sugar on the body that there are direct links between sugar consumption and osteopenia, which is the precursor to osteoporosis. Calcium withdrawal also affects your teeth. We need calcium for strong bones and teeth and to prevent tooth loss later in life. Ever wonder why so many elderly people are missing teeth? Probably a poor diet or poor dental hygiene, but poor diet earlier on and for many, many years. It's never too late to turn it around and make these changes. I am proof positive. My clients are proof positive. You too can turn things around. It is not too late until it's too late. Calcium, it also plays a big role in blood clotting and nerve conduction, muscle contraction, regulation of enzyme activity, cell membrane function. So What if you add in calcium-rich foods like turnip greens, spinach, mustard greens, collard greens, all your greens, basil, thyme, cinnamon, full fat milk products if you can do dairy, and sesame seeds. Calcium stores in the body are dependent on ample magnesium and vitamin D, as well as the other fat soluble vitamins A, E, and K. Now, remember what happens to magnesium when we eat sugar. Magnesium also helps our bones, and some magnesium works together with calcium and phosphorus to give bones their strength and structure. Well, magnesium also helps your muscles to relax. So if you have restless leg or you get cramps, it's magnesium to the rescue. I personally take it every single night and often recommend it to clients. Magnesium is responsible for over 600 enzymatic activities in the body. So many people are depleted in magnesium. Sugar consumption is a major reason for widespread magnesium deficiency in modern society, leading to high blood pressure, neurological issues, immune dysfunction, many other problems, including sleep issues. And my list of symptoms back in the day included insomnia, fatigue, chronic pain, cracked my tooth from chewing on so many dang M&Ms and jelly beans. And of course, I had frequent colds and flu. Adding in magnesium-rich foods like pumpkin seeds, spinach, Swiss chard, soybeans, salmon, organic soybeans, wild-caught salmon, sunflower, and sesame seeds. It is interesting to note the prevalence of calcium and magnesium supplements in American health protocols because everybody is deficient. Think they're oversugared? Remember, this low-calorie sweet treat may seem innocuous, but you're eating empty calories when you consume sugar. Okay, so what about sweeteners? My clients often ask me if eating sugar and other forms of sweeteners can contribute to acne. And the answer is yes. And they might say, I'm too old to be having skin like this. Well, how's your diet? I too used to have adult acne. And whenever something crops up, I know why. When your blood sugar and insulin levels rise, whether from a poor diet with sugary and starchy foods or from stress, you experience a serious increase in inflammatory chemicals at the cellular level. And this causes inflammatory diseases like acne to worsen. And cortisol and other adrenal steroids can act as androgens, which are male hormones, and stimulate the oil glands, resulting in a flare-up of acne. So when that happens as a flare, you can back it up and figure out why. And if you're concerned about your health and not accelerating the aging process, it is best to avoid all forms of refined sugar, as well as chemical artificial sweeteners. There are natural sugars found in fruits and vegetables that really should be our only source of sugar. And these foods are also high in anti-inflammatory, antioxidants, help to stabilize your blood sugar, and also nutrients that just promote beautiful skin and a healthy body. And so in general, great ways to restore all the minerals that have been depleted is by eating seaweed, eating nuts, seeds, Epsom salt baths, highly mineralized salts. And by that, I mean like Celtic sea salt or Himalayan pink salt or Hawaiian red, which is traditionally made from bone broth, if you do bone broth. And if you put a little apple cider vinegar when you're cooking the broth, that's going to draw out some of the calcium from the bones, and then you'll get that in your broth. Fresh squeezed juices, especially green juices. And when I'm talking about juices, it's not the juices that you buy pre-made in the grocery store, and because those have been pasteurized and the enzymes and the minerals are actually gone. I'm talking about fresh pressed juice that you get from a juice bar that they're doing right there in front of you, or that you make at home. I have a juicer. I don't use it all the time, but when I do, it just gives you that shot of nutrients. And I have to say that not all sweeteners are created equal. An example of a high in minerals sweetener is blackstrap molasses, and that's made from the first press of sugarcane. So that's what blackstrap molasses is. And molasses is actually quite high in minerals, especially iron and calcium. And it's a sweetener. honey, manuka honey, also mineral rich. And although high in sugar, they have those medicinal properties: antioxidant, antimicrobial, anti-proliferative capacities. I use honey as part of my, I'm getting sick. I'm going to combine honey and garlic and apple cider vinegar and just get out that whatever virus is trying to take hold, just nip it in the bud. So the take home here on sugar is that it's aging you faster, and it's due to mineral depletion. And sugar is not just empty calories, but it's anti-nutrient. And so when the minerals are depleted from your body, the mechanisms for determining hunger and satiety are also compromised. So this leads to overeating. And then, of course, overeating the wrong things, because also your blood sugar is low. I promise you, you can still enjoy treats. They might be made with coconut palm sugar or monk fruit or stevia or allulose or sweetened with dates. These are nutritive sweeteners that are also non-glycemic. Therefore, they're not depleting your minerals or setting up that hormonal cascade that keeps you craving more and more sugar. So be sure to follow me on Instagram, where I'm always sharing my favorite treats that won't deplete your minerals or exacerbate your symptoms. I am all about making your mouth happy and your body happy at the same time. And if you're finding you want more support around this, be sure to grab my chronic illness recovery guide. I have walked in your shoes for far too long. And so I'm giving you the roadmap to find relief faster in 5 steps that took me over 10 years to do. I promise you, it will not take you 10 years. So stop the insanity. And I hope that this has been helpful for you. Please like and share and hit the bell and subscribe so that you can be notified the next time I release a video. And comment below. I'd love to know how this resonated for you and what other topics you would like to learn more about. And thanks so much for watching. See you next time. Bye for now.